Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Start Your Day Great. Start your day with a coach. I am your host, certified high performance coach, Sean Butner, and today is Friday Reflection. So we're just gonna go over how the week went. I'm gonna ask you guys the question, what was really impactful and what moved the needle for you in your week towards those ambitions in your career, in your health, in your relationships, and well-being. That's what we're all about here in high performance, and as a high performance coach, I am always talking about that. So here we go. So we'll start out for me this year. I had a plan, and the plan is not going to plan. That's pretty normal. So in January I did my New Year's resolution. I had metrics. I had all these things that I'm working towards, and I'm not doing super well if I'm being super honest. And I'm always super honest. So, so not going exactly the way I planned. So, and that's okay, right? I think I am moving projects forward. They're moving a lot slower. I've been really trying to implement and then kind of review some things, and I've noticed that, it hasn't really been coming together. So just talking about, again, running a business, talking about messaging, talking about trying to highlight how I really help folks, why people like you should really be listening, why you should be paying attention to your performance in your life. And, it's also a conversation for me, right? Because it's tied, right? It's important for me to role model the things that I teach as a coach, because it helps me become a better coach. It helps me, run a business that really helps my family out, and so I know that my level of productivity, my level of satisfaction in life, my level of not getting stuck, being able to overcome hurdles and struggles, and that it is ultimately the best for my family, right? So that's my mindset around it. So how about yourself? Why do you need to perform? Why do you need to grow? Why do you need excellence? And it's a great conversation to have right now because, the last 2+ years, with the pandemic, and I talk about this a lot, but the world shrank, right? We went from being out in the world to being stuck at home. We went from, walking about freely to having to wear masks and worry about if people are sick. We went from, families and friends and social circles shrinking because of the pandemic, with people that got sick and passed away. So there was a lot of constriction these last 2 years, and a lot of frustration, and a lot of sadness, and a lot of fear, and a lot of all these feelings that when you're isolated are amplified and made way worse. So why is it important to acknowledge that? Well, it's because eventually, at some point, you have to say, okay, everything shrank, everything constricted, and I was upset about it, but what am I going to do about it now? What am I going to do about it today? What am I going to do to flip, right? To expand, to grow, to progress, to reach that next level of excellence in my life. And that's a weird phrase. It's just saying, how could you not feel constricted, not feel all of that negative pull to be small? How could you think bigger? How could you make bigger, bolder actions towards the life that you wanted to live? Running that business and reaching that next level of clientele, or really getting into the best health of your life. I think we've all realized how important health is, not just to our performance, but just how we feel every day. So hopefully, maybe you've adopted some new health habits. Maybe it's time to adopt some new health habits. Something as simple as walking or being outside a lot more. Maybe it's weights or training for a decathlon or whatever, is in it for you. But, I think we all need to be thinking more about, okay, we have the cards have been dealt. We have this hand. How do we play it? To use that metaphor. You could continually fold, or you can try to make some bold moves to try to advance some things in your life. So what would that expansion look like for you? What would that, if you had lived more in your heart and were more out in the world, still being responsible, right? But if you took that responsibility seriously and you were like, okay, I'm not going to feel constrained anymore, what would that look like for you? What would you do, right? Is it like go to the movies, which seems like a logo, or would it be like get things in place to start that business? Get things in place to find that new home for your family and all the things that come with advancing that goal, where are you going to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, it's time to open up again, it's time to grow, it's time to really, feel like we're, connecting and having that opportunity. And maybe I'm talking about this because it's really sunny today and kind of not frigid here in Berkeley. Maybe it's a little bit extra caffeine. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but I'm just, for myself, I'm starting to think like, where was I playing too small? I offer that question to you again. That's kind of where my head's at on this Friday here. So, hopefully, my intention today is to just ask that question and get, that brainstorming going on. If you could change 3 things right now that would help you feel like you were progressing in life again, that you were living your truth even more, that you were putting good out into the world, into your communities, into your families, like what would that look like, right? And really consider that today, because I think just thinking about that and brainstorming can help you shift out of that constriction into something a little bit more expansive, and that's what we really want to do. So that's the show for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, of course, below in my bio, the link in my bio or below this video, you can see a link to subscribe to my blog to get emails every Sunday with video, longer form content on some type of habit, some type of thing that will help you advance in your life. So if you like this video, check that out. If not, no worries. That's all, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care. This is Sean Butler signing off. Live with more joy, more personal growth, and more impact in communities. See you soon, guys.